Hare Krishna. Welcome to the day 5 of Sri Narsimha Katha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So yesterday we had discussed that how Lord Narsimha had killed Hiranyakashipu, and after Hiranyakashipu was killed, Lord Narsimha was very angrily roaming around, and then he sat on a kingly throne, and all the demigods were assembled in the sky over there. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Yakshas, Nagas, Charanas, all Prajapatis, all these people had assembled there, and they all started glorifying Lord Narasimha. But seeing the Lord's very fearful form, because Lord was very angry after killing Hiranyakashipu, and even after all these demigods glorified Lord Narasimha, still he was not peaceful, he was not satisfied, he was not cooling down. So then they were all very fearful to come near to Lord Narasimha. So they even approached Lakshmi Devi, the wife of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narasimha. Even she denied to go. Even she was a little fearful because she is seeing first time this wonderful form of the Lord. Even she was fearful. Then ultimately Lord Brahma approached Prahlad Maharaj and said that, "My dear Prahlad, this Lord Narasimha had appeared to save you and kill Hiranyakashipu. So he appeared for your sake, to protect you. So please you go and glorify Lord Narasimha and make him calm and peaceful." So even though Prahlad Maharaj was a very small boy, he is just 5 years old, and by hearing the instructions of Lord Brahma, Prahlad Maharaj, without any objection, he just straight away went to Lord Narasimha. And Prahlad Maharaj, a small boy, just a 5 years old boy, he went and offered his pranams to Lord Narasimha at his feet. As soon as Lord Narasimha saw Prahlad Maharaj, he was so happy to see his pure devotee. And immediately he became very, very, very calm and peaceful. He started feeling ecstatic joy by seeing his pure devotee Prahlad Maharaj. And then Prahlad Maharaj got up, and Lord Narasimha had blessed Prahlad Maharaj by placing his hand over the head of Prahlad Maharaj. As soon as Lord Narasimha touched Prahlad Maharaj became free from all the material contaminations. He became completely blissful, joyful, because the touch of the Supreme Lord is completely divine, it's pure. Because the Lord is pure, He is divine. So as soon as he touched Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj became completely full of joy, ecstatic, and became free from all the contaminations. So then Prahlad Maharaj started speaking. He said that, "My dear Lord, I was sent here to glorify you, but I am born in a demoniac Asuric family. I don't know, I don't have any qualification to glorify you. I am very sinful because I am born in a demoniac family. What to speak of me? Even Lord Brahma and all the great demigods, even they could not sufficiently glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. So who am I? I am very, very insignificant. I am Tucha. I am an insignificant soul. How can I glorify you, my Lord? I am completely unqualified." So like this, he expressed his humbleness to the Lord. So this is the natural quality of a devotee, to be humble. Even though he has the opportunity to do something, do some activity, he feels that he is not qualified to do. That is actually the mood of a devotee, because he feels that even though he is not qualified, God is so merciful that he gives opportunities to his devotees to do some service. It is the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. Lord Chaitanya says, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahare. Who can chant the glories of the Lord all the time? One who is in a state of humbleness, more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant like a tree, and always giving respect to others without expecting any respect in return. Such a man can chant the glories of Lord Hari all the time. So this is the mood of a devotee, and Prahlad Maharaj is expressing that humbleness of his state, that how he is born in a sinful demoniac family and is not qualified. But Prahlad Maharaj says, my Lord, I will try my best to glorify you. With whatever intelligence I have, little knowledge, little intelligence, whatever I have, I will try to glorify you, my Lord. So then he starts glorifying Lord Narsimha and stating that how he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how he is completely divine beyond the three modes of the material nature, how he is the source of the entire creation, and how the creation comes from him, just like there is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. From Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, the universes are coming out, and each universe, from Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, the Karanadakshaya Vishnu, how the universes are coming out, and each universe there is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and from the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, how the Brahma is coming. So like that, how the Lord is the source of everything in this world. The air, the water, the fire, the electricity, the earth, all the Panchabhutas, Tanmatras, all these are the energies of the Supreme Lord. And then Prahlad Maharaj starts explaining about how the innocent, how the foolish materialistic people, how they are after sense gratification and how they are wasting their life in sense enjoyment. And Prahlad Maharaj expresses a desire to the Supreme Lord that, my Lord, I don't want to go to spiritual world. I want to be here and save these foolish materialistic people who are after sense enjoyment. People may desire to get moksha, to get liberation and go back toward Godhead. But my Lord, I don't want to go, because when I see these innocent, foolish, materialistic people, my heart melts. They're all suffering in this world. I want to take all these souls back to Vaikuntha. I want to be here and preach. I don't want to go to a secluded place, Prahlad Maharaj says. And then Prahlad Maharaj says that how people are after sense enjoyment, and especially the greatest sense enjoyment in this world is sex, which is just an illusion. That's what Prahlad Maharaj says. And how people lose the greatest form of energy in the form of sex, and then they become completely trapped in this illusory energy. So Prahlad Maharaj wants to save such innocent, foolish, materialistic people. He doesn't want to go back to Godhead alone. He wants to save these people by preaching to them. So in one shloka, Prahlad Maharaj says that, in this way, my Lord, you appear in various incarnations as a human being, as an animal, as a great saint. How Lord appeared as a human being? The Lord appeared as a human being in the Naranarayan Rishi farm, in the Badrikashram, Himalayas. And then Lord appeared as an animal in the Kurma avatar, Matsya avatar. The Lord appeared as an animal. The Lord appeared as a great saint in in the form of Kapila Muni, Parashurama. Of course, he's a Kshatriya, but Kapila Muni is a great saint who preached the devotional Sankhya philosophy. In the form of demigod, a fish, a tortoise, thus maintaining the entire creation in different planetary systems and killing the demoniac principles according to the age. O my Lord, you protect the principles of religion. In the age of Kali, however, you do not assert yourself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore you are known as Triyogi, or the Lord who appears in three yugas. So this is a very point to be noted, that how lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of years back, Prahlad Maharaj already told about the appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared in Kali Yuga to preach the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names of Lord Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord is called Triyugi because he appears in three yugas, Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga. But Kali Yuga, he appears in a very hidden form. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is the motto of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Why does he come? He comes to preach Harinam Sankirtan. There is another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam which confirms this, saying, Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam, Sangopangastra Parshadam, Yajna Sankirtana Praya, Yajantihi Sumedasa. The Lord appears in Krishna Varnam, Tisha Krishnam. He appears in molten gold, yellowish form, and is accompanied by his associates who are always chanting the glories of Lord Vishnu, Lord Hari. So in this way, the prophecy is already given in Srimad Bhagavatam about the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. Then Prahlad Maharaj keeps explaining that, keeps glorifying the Lord, how the Lord of Vaikuntha, where there is no misery. Vaikuntha is a place where there is no misery, there is no anxiety, there is no trouble, there are no anarthas, there are no fightings, there are no cheatings. It's a world full of bliss. It's a world full of knowledge. It's a world full of eternity. It's a world where there is only joy. There's not even a tinge of unhappiness. There's not even a tinge of anarthas over there. Only pure people stay there. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, my Lord, you are the Lord of Vaikuntha, which is completely pure. But my mind is extremely sinful and lusty. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that he is sinful and lusty, and what to speak of us? We are nothing. Being sometimes so-called happy and sometimes so-called distressed, my mind is full of lamentation and fear, and it always seeks more and more money. My mind is full of greed and it is seeking after money. Thus it has become most polluted and is never satisfied in topics concerning you. So in this way, my mind is completely polluted with lust, greed, anger, and I'm not feeling attached to your holy name, to your katha, harikatha. I am therefore most fallen and poor. In such a state of life, how shall I be able to discuss your activities? So actually, Prahlad Maharaj is not in that state, but Prahlad Maharaj is portraying our all situations. The situation of a common conditioned soul, how he is completely trapped in the illusory energy, forgetting the Supreme Lord. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj is speaking about us so that we will be delivered. Even the great acharyas, if you see their bhajans like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, they also speak something like that. In a very humble way, they express their, they say that we are all full of anarthas, but actually they don't have any anarthas. They are actually teaching us, they are actually portraying the condition of a conditioned soul. Who are we? So in this Prahlad Maharaj expressing his humbleness and glorifying the Lord, and then he says that, my dear Lord, O infallible one, my position is like that of a person who has many wives, all trying to attract him their own way. Like we have So many senses, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. So they're all pulling. Tongue is saying, I want to eat this. Eyes are saying, I want to see this. Ears are saying, I want to hear this. Tongue is saying, I want to eat this. So all the senses, they're all pulling us towards the sense objects. Just like if a man has 10 wives, what will be his life? Completely destroyed. His life is completely crazy, he will go. So that is our position now. We are all completely pulled by all these senses, grudges, mental agitation, disturbances. That is our situation. So how we will be purified? How our senses will be purified? It can only be purified by taking complete shelter of the Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna. My dear Lord, you are all transcendently situated on the other side of the river, but because of the reactions of our own activities, we are suffering on this side. Indeed, we have fallen into this river and are repeatedly suffering the pains of birth and death. So it is said this samsara is like a great ocean. So how can we cross this samsara? It's very difficult. You can swim in a lake or you can swim in a river, but can you swim and cross the ocean? It's impossible. So you need a big boat to cross the ocean. It's not possible otherwise. So how you can cross this ocean of samsara? It is said that the great devotees, the Mahatmas, they leave the boat. They leave the boat for us to cross this ocean. And it is also said that when a person who performs Krishna consciousness, the whole samsara, which is like an ocean, it becomes as much the size of a calf. Samashritaye padapallavaplava mahat padam punya isho murare. It becomes, the whole samsara becomes just like the size of a calf. So you can easily cross that ocean. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying like that, we are all stuck up in this ocean of miseries, of repeated birth and death. Then he starts saying, "Oh, best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of this material existence. I am not afraid of this material life. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in the thoughts of your glories. My Lord, wherever I stay, you put me in heaven, you put me in earth, or you put me in hell. I will always think of you, I will chant your glories. But I am only concerned about those fools who are all rascals, who are all making plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies, and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them." So, this is the mood of a preacher, that how to save the conditioned souls from this illusory material world, illusory material enjoyment. This is the consciousness of the great devotees, to preach and save these innocent, sinful souls. And then he says that how there are so many saintly persons indeed, they are interested only in their own deliverance, but I am not interested in my deliverance. I am interested in preaching others, protecting others, taking them back to Godhead. Many people, for their own benefit, they go to Himalayas for tapasya, but no, I want to live in cities and preach. I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor souls. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that one can never be happy without taking shelter of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So he is a great devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. His words are as good as letters written on stone. It is that much authorized, bona fide. He is saying that you can never be happy without taking shelter of the Supreme Lord's lotus feet. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. Therefore, my Lord, I don't want to go back to God. I want to bring everyone to your lotus feet. And Prahlad Maharaj says how the people, materialistic people, waste their life. Yan maithunadi grahamedi sukham hitucham kanduyanena karayori vadukka dukkam trupyanti neha kripana bahudukka vacha kandutivan manasijam vishaheta dira. Says that how the household people, they think like Sex life is compared to the rubbing of the two hands. It's like the rubbing of the two hands to relieve an itch. If there is an itch, we rub two hands. But what happens? Grahamedis, so-called grahasthas who have no spiritual knowledge, think that this itching is the greatest platform of happiness, although actually it is a source of distress. When you start itching, you feel little pain, little pleasure, but you keep itching, what happens? The skin will be tore away and the blood starts oozing out, and it is complete pain. The Kripanas, the fools who are just the opposite of Brahmanas, are not satisfied by repeated sensuous enjoyment. Those who are Dhira, however, they are sober and they tolerate this itching and are not subjected to the sufferings of the fools and rascals. So those who are intelligent, they are not after this suffering sensual enjoyment. Sense enjoyment, Krishna says, is like very sweet in the starting, but is poison in the end. Whereas spiritual enjoyment is very bitter in the starting, but very, very sweet in the end. These are the words of the Supreme Lord. And then Prahlad Maharaj keeps glorifying the Supreme Lord and taking his humble position. Then Lord Narsimha becomes very, very pleased with Prahlad Maharaj, his glorification. And Lord Narsimha says, "My dear Prahlad, you may live long, Dhirgashman Bhava. One cannot appreciate to understand me without pleasing me. Without pleasing me, one cannot understand. But one who has seen or pleased me has nothing more for which to lament for his own satisfaction. But one who has pleased me, there is no more lamentation for him. My dear Prahlad, you are very fortunate. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows. For I am the only person who can fulfill all the desires of everyone." And then Lord Narasimha says that it is just my pastime. Prahlad, it is just my pastime. You are the best in the family of all the asuras. You are the most gentle one. All good fortune be unto you. I am very much pleased with you, with your glorification. It is just my pastime to fulfill the desires of all living entities, and therefore you may ask from me any benediction that you desire to be fulfilled. Finally, Lord Narasimha asked Prahlad Maharaj to ask a boon. But what Prahlad Maharaj asked, it's very interesting. He says, Prahlad Maharaj says, "Yadi dasyasi vrine kaman varam stvam varadarshava kamanam hridyasam roham bhavatastu vrinevaram." Hey Narasimha, hey Bhagavan, hey Lord, if you at all wish to offer any benediction from me, to me, please offer this benediction that never ever in my heart I develop a desire for sense gratification. Even at all, if I develop any sense gratification, if I ask, please don't fulfill that, my Lord. That's what Prahlad Maharaj says. In fact, actually, before this, Prahlad Maharaj says that, my Lord, it is like a business. I'm doing something for you and you're doing something for me. I don't want to do this materialistic business. But Lord says, no, Prahlad, please ask some boon. I would like to give you. Then Prahlad Maharaj says this, that my Lord, please remove all the material desires from my heart. Even if I ask, please do not fulfill it. So that should be the desire, that should be the consciousness of a devotee, that we should never ever ask for any material boon from the Supreme Lord. It is just like going to a big king and asking for 1 rupee. There is no use of 1 rupee asking from a king. King can give you gold, diamonds, silver. He can give big palaces. So going to Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and asking him some material boons is like foolishness, because those material boons will make you again stay in this material world, which is not a right place for a conditioned soul. So we have to go back to Godhead and Just like Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I don't want to go alone, I want to take these people. So that means we should also preach Krishna consciousness. That should be our motto, that we have to go and we have to take others also by preaching them Krishna consciousness, connecting them to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. We should also take them to back to Godhead, to Vaikunta. Hare Krishna. I'd like to end here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.